We're here with Dr. Colin Waters, who is a member of an international Anthropocene working group based at the University of Leicester. Welcome to the Urban and Landscape Week 2017, and thank you for joining us.
My pleasure.
So currently you're heavily involved in researching and documenting this new epoch, this new branch of science. Can we first ask you whether you think the Anthropocene is a game changer?
Certainly, the evidence that we found suggests that the planet has changed its state from that time prior to 1950, where it's very much a naturally driven system where there's a human influence, admittedly, but we've seen across the board, whether we look at the atmosphere, the hydrosphere, the cryosphere, all across the planet, there are signals that suggest that there's been dramatic changes happening since the mid-20th century. So for us, the evidence is there. We have to demonstrate it to our peers that that's the case. But there is natural deposition in things like lakes, in oceans, in soils, are all showing the signals of these changes happening very dramatically. And that's something that means that the Earth state has changed from what we're familiar with. To some extent, we're experimenting with the planet in a new state where it will behave in a different way, perhaps more chaotically than it has done in the past, and very difficult for us to predict how those changes will happen.
So we're here with Sabine Muhl, a founding partner at SMARC, which is an urbanism and architecture practice in Berlin, and she is also a professor of urbanism at the Oslo School of Architecture. Welcome, Sabine, to the UL Week 2017, and thanks for being here.
Yeah, thank you.
So as you know, the theme of our event has been urbanism and landscape architectural responses to the newly coined epoch of the Anthropocene. Can we first just ask you whether you feel this notion is a helpful or a relevant one, both generally and in the context of the design professions?
I think the term is extremely helpful. I mean, we were totally excited when it became more popular because, let's say, the way that we have been thinking and also designing kind of really corresponds to the terminology or to this term. That has to do with the fact that the Anthropocene basically acknowledges that nature is being made. If you see this, then it is really that the design profession is almost liberated. Liberated in the sense that we don't need to protect nature anymore, but rather kind of can see it as an integral part of our design profession.
Okay. So we're here with Jung Yong, founder of Super Studios in Rotterdam, practice pioneering sustainable design and circular approaches to building and construction. Welcome to Urbanism and Landscape Week 2017, and thank you for joining us. So as you know, the theme of our event has been urbanism, landscape architectural responses to this newly coined epoch of the Anthropocene. Can we first just ask whether you feel this notion is a relevant one or a helpful one, both generally and as well as in the context of the design professions?
Well, I think very much, since at least the human impact is growing. If you're looking at building efforts, for instance, in Europe alone, building industry is consuming 1/3 of all the resources and a lot of the energy, producing a lot of waste. So definitely looking at the human impact and trying to find for new strategies, look for new strategies that can influence and have a positive impact on how our flows of materials, energy, resources are traveling is very important. Yes.